I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Culpy and Chip. This was we have Aerosmith today. This one's called Dream On. And we got this, I think that you were on a fireside, and it was one of those things somebody showed up and said, multiple people were like, type 22 if you want, or it was like something like that.
Dream On was a big one. That's what happens when you jump on a fireside, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to check out yesterday's fireside, you can go to Timely Topical Political Commentary in Middle America with Vin and Sori. That's how you get access to firesides.
It's funny because that only happens on your channel. If anybody talks about music stuff, I generally avoid that comment. I'm like, I want to talk about life on my Sori Life channel.
Well, yeah.
Like, I want to talk about life.
Yeah, you want to talk about other stuff.
Yep.
People out shooting on accident. I can make the shit up. I cannot pretend. Man. And I know you know who shot your man. You ain't trying to slide, so homeboy don't act like you is. But if you want to slide, wasn't my damn slide then. Let me hear some fucking shots fired. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my gosh, for a second I was like, oh, we're on my channel, stop swearing. I forget. I'll carry on.
I didn't understand a word I said. Shout out to the big homie FBG Duck. I really, really love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. I've been listening to it all day. I love the calmness and then the aggression.
Not me. I wanted aggressive from the start.
Duck's not playing with y'all. Let me see some big shots fired then. Blah, blah. Alright. So this is Aerosmith and it's called Dream On. I know 2 words in this song.
2 words?
Dream On!
Oh.
That's all I know in this
I've
song.
never heard it.
Yeah, it's like something in a K-Rock commercial. They had
It's always the commercials.
They had the little montage.
Yeah.
But no, K-Rock is a rock station in New York. And they would like, So they had Are You Ready? And then they had, this was one of them. So
I see.
Apparently this is a legendary song, so let's see.
Let's see what we think.
Go!
Go.
Thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, baby. Rush hour! On my face, getting clearer. Passing dust and dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody gotta do is out of it. Nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know it's
people. Here it is. See, he's saying it. Woo! Gee, how old are these guys?
Really old, obviously.
Who are these people? Let's see here. Steven Tyler, Joey Kramer, Tom Hamilton. Written by... Okay, so the singer did the vocals. So Steven Tyler. Huh? Age. How old do you think he is? Quick.
The singer?
Yeah. I say 72.
I was going to say 67.
67?
Yeah.
Of course, my computer is being dumb. 71! Ah!
Yeah, but I thought we were...
Yo, it's his birthday today!
What?
Whoa! March 26, 1948.
Yeah, but that's when we're recording, but we release on the 27th.
I don't care. Yo, we did this on the 26th. Alright? His birthday.
No.
How real is that?
Yeah, what are the chances?
We do. This has happened. Like, remember that time?
Yes.
It
was. Yeah.
Dietz?
What was it?
It was Dietz. It was the anniversary of his death, and I was wearing the Danny Dietz shirt. Shout out to the big homie.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of those situations.
We have had a few of those. We were like,
where that's been going. Hey, it's a Qatar of Allah. What can you do?
Yeah.
Dang, it's his birthday today. That is so crazy, bruh.
I wonder what he did for his birthday.
I don't know, but I mean, 71 years. I mean,
so he just turned 71.
This song, you know, one of the things I did was I looked at the date, 1973.
But this was done in 2012, so it was done 7 years ago.
So? So
you said, how old is he? I said 67. If he's 71. I was more right than you.
What? What are you talking about?
Because you said he was 72, and I was going by how old he looked in the video. Why are you making that face?
I don't understand how that makes you win that. How do you possibly win that argument?
Because I was closer than you. You guessed he was, what, 72?
I didn't say how old was he as of the shooting of the thing. I said, how old is this guy? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the one we were looking at in the video, I said the singer right there?
See, this is what happened. This is what happened with the Monopoly situation.
No, this is not what happened with
I haven't checked in on her channel.
I didn't shoot the video.
I'm sure she's yet to shoot the video about what happened with Monopoly. So, you know, but this is
I will shoot that video.
This is a prime example of what happened.
No, it's not. You were legit cheating.
Okay. All right. This song came out in 1973. We shot so many videos in the last few days.
Yeah.
But we talked about a song that was like clearly dated, where we were like, this is clearly from the 80s.
Yeah.
This song, this song could have come out.
It aged well.
Today. And it would have been a classic song.
I would like to hear their younger version. Like to see what the difference in sound was. You know, what did they sound like in 1973? You know what I mean? Rather than 2012.
That looks like the 70s. Look at that. Yeah, but yeah, this is a song. This is a song that aged very, 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 very well. It's unbelievable to me that you can hear a song that was written like
I know,
almost
and
2 decades before you were born, and then you can plug and play, and it sounds perfect. It's like unbelievable stuff. So.
Is he just talking basically about like aging and how life affects us, and he talks a little bit about like karma.
Karma!
Karma!
It's called karma! I think it's about, you know, sing with me, sing for the years, sing for the laughter, sing for the tears.
And then that to me was like eat, drink, and be merry for tomorrow, we die. That's basically what I thought it was. Maybe
tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. But it's also like, he's a singer obviously, so he's gonna say sing with me, so that's what he brings to the world, so he's gonna invite everybody to sing with him.
Yeah.
Because that's his thing that he brings to the world, and you know, coal miner could, you know, I just think that he's got a really good grasp of the fact that this is his gift, and it's sing with me.
Yeah.
Like it's the communal aspect of art. Because art is all, you know, really functions to be appreciated in the context of the community.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a welcome respite, because there's a lot of ways that you can interpret the brevity of life.
Right.
One can be life is short, so everything is meaningless, which we've heard a ton of that in metal. But another perspective is life is short, so everything is meaningful. Like you can literally look at, and it's so interesting to me the way people's predispositions influence how they interpret data. So if you're predisposed to be a positive person, you're going to say, life is short, sing with me. Let's enjoy the time that we have together, and you know, cherish it and cherish each other and cherish these moments, because maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. And then there's another person that can look at the exact same information about the brevity of life or almost the randomness of death and say, don't have any real meaningful moments or any real meaningful relationships, because it's all an illusion, because tomorrow the person could be gone and blah. It's like unbelievable.
It's like, have you ever seen those, I don't know what they call them, if they're like illusions of some sort. It looks like an old lady, and then you're like looking at it, and then it's actually like you can see a bunny, or like, you know what I mean, like one of those things. And that concept is like, it's one of those where like you look at the situation, the shortness of brevity of life, and you see one thing, but then when you hear the other angle, you're like, whoa, there are two angles here. This is very interesting. Like, yeah, you could see how you could get two different conclusions from, you know, the length of life.
Yeah. Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. Smart line. Smart line. The lines of his face are getting clearer, meaning the lines of his face are indicators of age.
Yes.
And it's getting clearer in the sense that it's communicating to him the clarity of the obvious reality that life is short.
Double.
Right? Like, that's a very smart way to talk about, you know, realizing the brevity of life. The past is gone. It went by like dusk to dawn.
As the wrinkles get more defined, it reminds you, so it's both.
Right. But I love the way that he talked. This dude is a really positive individual. Look what he says. The past is gone. It went by like dusk to dawn.
I know.
Okay, so dusk is kind of like nightfall, nasty, depressing.
It went through the night.
But then it went from dusk to dawn. So the future is bright. In that line.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, oh, it's like sundown and blah. You know, it's like when you're talking about the brevity of things. I mean, even the Bible does it. It's like your life is a vapor.
Yeah.
It ain't got, or you're like the grass of the field. Like, blah.
It's
but
here for a little and then passeth away.
Yeah. This is smart because it's dusk to dawn. And even that is talking about the brevity of life, but it's also talking about a better future.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that this life is the dusk and then it's giving way to a dawn. Of course, our predispositions are affecting how we're interpreting this data.
Right.
Because as a Christian, I'm going to look at that and go, that's right. Because this life is like the dusk and then the next life is like the dawn, inshallah. So it's amazing to me, these little details and the little decisions that you made. You could easily have gone from dawn to dusk because there's no rhyme scheme here that necessitates dawn, but he specifically went the other way.
The past is gone. It went from dusk.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Gone is there. Yep, you're right.
But still, I think that it is really interesting that he put that because most people don't look at aging as you've got a bright future. Most people are like, oh, the past was the best. I mean, when I was 17 or when I was 24, or when, everybody has some age that they're like, oh, my 30s. Everybody has some age that they think was the best. So I was surprised that he said that because you would think that as a rock star, as you're aging, expiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I am surprised by that positivity actually.
I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know it's everybody's sins. You got to lose to know how to win. What'd you think of that?
I was like not sure why he was saying. I guess like everybody screws up, everybody does stuff, so you gotta lose to know how to win. Like, I don't know, like, well, in your sins, you're doing things that are wrong, screw up your life or whatever, and then you probably lose. But don't worry about it. Like, it's teaching you how to be a good winner.
I don't know how meta he was trying to get here, but obviously, when it says it's everybody's sins, and the context of the entire song, it's talking about how brief life is.
Yeah.
And we'd say the reason that life is brief is because of human sinfulness, right? Original sin brought death into the world. Was it Romans 6, through one man death entered the world, and through another man life?
Yeah.
Or that's 1 Corinthians 15, I'm pretty sure. But so it's like, I don't know if he was getting that big with it. Like, is he talking about the concept of death itself, and he's saying, I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know it's everybody's sins. Like, what is the it? See what I'm saying? When he says, I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes, I know it's everybody's sins. Like, what is the it there?
I just thought it was life.
Right. So I think he's actually, it is functioning as life and death. Nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know it's everybody's sin. So, to me, it looks like he's saying, and it's more, actually, to me, it's more on the death side, meaning death comes for everybody, and it's unpredictable. And, the closest I could come to this is really interesting. This guy must have some sort of Christian background, because you know where this comes from. John chapter 3, right? Where Jesus talks about the Spirit being like the wind. Yeah. He says, you do not know where it comes from, and you do not know where it's going.
Yeah.
So it is with everybody born of the Spirit, Jesus said. That's a quote in John 3. So that right there is a really interesting line, but I don't think he's talking about the Holy Spirit, obviously. And I don't think he's talking about, I think he's actually talking about death and how mysterious death is, because death is extremely mysterious.
Well, he says everybody's got the dues in life to pay, so maybe the due is death?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, dues is plural here, but there's one ultimate due that everybody's going to pay. But I do think the whole concept of death itself is it's a staggering mystery. And I don't want to talk about it because I've been wrestling with a thought for a couple of days, and I'm just going to leave that to itself. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely probably one of the most.
You've been thinking about death, you said, for the past couple of days?
Yeah, a specific aspect of death. It's very, very hard for me to wrap my mind around, and because of that, it's very fascinating to me. So I've been spending a lot of time, like walking through a couple ideas and things like that, because they're pretty crazy. But anyway, half my life's in books, written pages, lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All the things come back to you. This guy's a good writer, man.
So what is he saying? Like, nothing in my life, like the things in my life have been, they're common to man? Because they've been even written about.
Or, it can mean half of his life is over already. Maybe he doesn't know that he's going to live past 71 plus years, right? Mm-hmm. So, maybe he wrote this in his 30s and he thought, half my life is over already. You know, like the whole midlife crisis situation. So when he says half my life's in books, written pages, like it's done, it's finalized. Like there's nothing I can do to change it. Mm-hmm. And then he's looking back and he's learned from fools and from sages, which is a really, really good line. Yeah. The same line from the Africa song. Mm-hmm. You know it's true, all the things come back to you. So like when you're reflecting on life, the lessons that you've learned from fools and from sages. And that's true, like if you really focus on foolish people, you know, like on the one hand, like you laugh at them and stuff like that, but on the other hand, like you can really gain a lot of wisdom from looking at a foolish person. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot, like this whole Trump situation.
So true.
This whole Trump situation, like no matter how you feel about him, he does not comport himself with the dignity of a person that has his office. Mm-mm. I mean, he gets in these Twitter jihads with all these people and whatever, and like, whatever you feel about him, like, he doesn't, you know, Bush used to kind of carry, there's a certain, you know, Obama, same thing. Yeah. Obama kind of lost it when they had the Homer Simpson portrait thing that he did.
Right.
that brother had Obama in the woods. The first black president, you got this man in the woods.
Honestly, I think he handled that very well. Because
he handled that but that's the thing, with a bunch of grace, right? Whereas you can imagine Trump,
if somebody put him in a bush,
Trump would have been like, he would have blasted homeboy on Twitter. He would have blitzed that dude on Twitter, bruh. But yeah, so you can learn so much from foolish people. Obviously, you know directly you can learn from sages, but I always make a point to watch people that I think are silly because it's important to me. Mm-hmm. It's important for me to watch them because I go, oh, okay. You know,
I'm not going to do that.
Well, yeah, I was telling Dorian today, I was like, have you ever met a selfish person that not acknowledged that they were selfish? Most people can't see, you know, most people can't look at themselves. It's a lot of hard work to look at yourself. So there's a really big benefit in looking at other people and being like, oh, okay. Because you can see it better in other people than in yourself.
It's so true.
That's why the majority of the Bible is story and not instruction. Because it's kind of like God's like, okay, just read this story. You'll figure it out, inshallah. Sing with me, sing for the year. And then it's Dream On. Dream On! And you hit that high note, whatever. I'm always fascinated by dudes that can go high like that. Like, this guy is obviously not the big homie. What's his name? Our guy. What's our guy's name? Halford, right. He's not Halford, obviously. But
he did it.
One of the things I'm starting to figure out is like some of these guys, it was like that Megadeth song where I was like, okay, he knows he can't sing conventionally, and so he kind of creates this other voice that has this persona, and it worked perfectly for the song. I really admire the fact that he knows he's not Halford, but he knows, you know, for 11 seconds of a song, he can go there. Yeah. And he's like, I'm just going to put it right where it needs to go, and then boom. Like that, I love people who have, because that to me tells me that the guy has a lot of self-knowledge. You know, it's like I always say, like, know who you are and know who you're not. And so, like, I love that because then you can squeeze all the orange out of the orange juice out of the orange if you can do that, you know. And so that's one of the, like with us, you know, it's like, I know that, you know, there's a lot of things I want to say about political commentary. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that I could do like a decent, you know, political commentary channel. So that's where Middle America was. And then, you know, I know that, you know, it's really fascinating to kind of look in the, I don't really care about doing behind the scenes stuff and that. But like, we kind of have that self-awareness of like, okay, you know, and I think that that's one of the real keys to success in life is to being able to know what you can and can't do, and to know when you're at the edge of what you can do in a legitimate sense. Because if you go over that, if he tried to be Halford, he'd just be making a mockery of himself in the art form. Right. You know, and that's actually one of the saddest things to see. You know, is when a person like doesn't have the awareness to realize who they're not. Right. Right. Like, bruh, you are not that guy. I saw Britney Spears, no disrespect to the homegirl, but I saw Britney Spears sing one time, and she was like actually trying to sing, and it's just not your thing, man. Like she's a good performance actress, but she's not a singer. Yeah. Like that's not her thing. Yeah. But anyway, what did you give the song?
I actually didn't rate this one very high because it wasn't.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, just go ahead and tell like the beautiful people.
7.5 for me.
What?
Yeah. I like their other one much better.
I didn't like the other one that much. I forgot what I gave it. I think I gave it an 8. Was it crazy?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't like that one. I like this one. This one's a 10 for me. It's almost an 11.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost an 11 because it's got a lot of really important life points to it.
Yeah, it does.
And if it would have had maybe one more verse to it, that would have pushed it over to the 11 for me. But this is well, it's timeless. That's the thing for me is the timelessness of this song is that it was written in 73. It's like almost 2 decades before we were born, and it's so awesome. And you could plug and play it right now. And I guarantee that when Dorian and them are like 25 or whatever, and they plug and play, it's gonna be an awesome song. Like that's how many songs have we done? That's a handful of songs that you can do that with.
Yeah.
So that's why to me it's
made
like
it on the list.
It's a 10. It would have been an 11. But okay, you gave it a what now?
7.5.
All right. Well, tell us what you think. Hopefully you get a bunch of... I think this is probably one where I'm going to finally win, where people are finally going to agree with me. Yeah!
I think so too.
Yeah! Then out.
Sorry, out.
Gone!